is Elspeth Coates-Gibson. I'm Chief Commercial Officer here at Appointed. Appointed is a global online scheduling tool for one-to-one bookings and events. We work across the retail, financial services and automotive sector. And my role here is looking after all things commercial. So for us, that is sales, marketing and partnerships. I think it's no secret that top of the funnel is really, really hard. It's something that we struggle with and continue to struggle with. But from an events perspective, we've been to so many in the past, which just really didn't work for us. We'd kind of given up events for a while because we just weren't seeing the ROI that we needed to. We are very much kind of quality over quantity people, and we also don't really like to kind of pitch or sell to particular audiences. We'd much rather have an informed and educational conversation. So we really wanted to kind of sweat and do our due diligence on the types of events that we were attending to make sure that they were relevant and educational for those attending as kind of retailers, as well as for us as sponsors. So we really liked the sound of the store tour because we felt it really addressed that challenge and problem we were facing of how do we have really kind of inspiring, interesting and challenging conversations with different prospects and different organizations rather than be in a room where we're just pitching at them, because it's not who we are as an organization and it's just not what works for us. So I think we heard about you guys through one of our partners, New Store. They had recommended your services on a number of kind of different angles, and because we had been burnt by kind of past events not working, we really wanted to make sure that we were going off a recommendation. So that was where the introduction came from. We then did a bit of due diligence speaking to companies that you guys already work with and companies that we kind of knew from our network, and only found positive things to be said. So yeah, it's proved true to this day, thankfully. Loved that it was something a little bit different. We found it to be super interactive. So I kind of mentioned that point of having really like natural and collaborative conversations with different people at an event. So we were able to do that whilst kind of walking around in the extreme heat of Covent Garden and Soho. But it was also a really educational event. So you guys had organised a great kind of chair and speaker for the event. It was useful for us as well as for the retailers attending. And it just felt really innovative. I think, you know, the days of sitting in kind of big conference rooms and being spoken at and watching slideshows just feels a little bit outdated. And this felt really kind of innovative and fresh and enabled really kind of forward-thinking conversations based on actual, you know, stores and what they're doing. So we loved the sound of it, and our high expectations were met. I think we really loved seeing the different stores in action, and you know, we love speaking to people on the shop floor to find their experience, as well as kind of speaking to people in head office, which we spend a lot of time doing on Zoom and on Teams. So we loved that. We had some really valuable and interesting conversations that were sparked from being in the stores, but also in the kind of networking dinner that we had afterwards. There were a couple of us there from Appointed, so we really felt like we got to speak to pretty much everyone in the room, which was really good. And it just felt like a really kind of healthy and productive discussion that, yeah, helped, I think, everyone in the room to think differently about the topics that we were talking about. As with anything, when it's your first time doing something, we had a couple of reservations. We really wanted it to work, and it was a big investment for us. The sign-ups were a little bit slow in the run-up, but I felt really heartened by the fact that like you team were really honest and upfront about that, and so we had a really kind of clear idea of progress and what you were doing to kind of mitigate that, and as it transpired on the day, like we had a good number of people in the room, but yeah, that was probably one reservation, if any.